Yes, next year. Martin, God bless you.
Thank you, Director Mwangi. I also wish to acknowledge the presence of Director Owino. Just wave to the audience. Then we have Mheshimiwa Jilo or JJ Falana, who is also a board member of Kenya Film Commission. Now it's my pleasure to invite Rene to come and give his notes. Karibu.
Thank you, Timothy. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I would like first to express my satisfaction for this 2019 edition of the Kalasha International TV and Film Market. Thanks to Kenya Film Commission, thanks to you, Timothy. It was said by board member Mwangi, a lot of participants, far more participants, visitors. I got the figures from the people at the main entrance. We had more than 500 visitors the first day and almost 400 visitors yesterday and today, so it's a far more better participation from the Kenyan, and I thank you all for that. Thanks to all exhibitors. We could have had more foreign delegates, but as it was said, we are going to grow this event. This kind of market doesn't happen in one edition. We have to grow this event, and that's what we will carry on year after year. It will become the main rendezvous for all the professionals in Eastern African countries one day, and we are on the good way to build that together. The French Embassy will remain a partner to KFC for achieving this goal. Thanks especially to all the counties that showed their presence for this 2019 edition. That was new, and it was good because you also participated to many conferences and workshops. You could show your involvement, your interest in moving the audiovisual and cinematographic sectors forward. Thank you for that. Thanks to the Nakuru County, the Nairobi County, the Machawul County, Laikipia counties. It's good. You are showing the way for other counties to follow the same route, and for the government to also get inspired by what you are doing and do things at their level by putting some laws and some important decision in place. Well, I hope that many, you remember that the punchline that we have under the title Kalasha is Discover, Connect and Trade. So I hope that all of you have been able to connect, and I know that many feedback have been given to us. Yeah, definitely this is the place to connect and to trade, to introduce your project, and to make some deal, and to eventually find some potential partners. So that was, I hope that for that many things were achieved for this 2019 edition. And that's what I'm going to say. I'm going to maybe give you back the mic. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, Rene. Before I invite our chief guest, I believe it wouldn't be fair for us to close this chapter without balancing the gender. For that reason, I would like to invite Madam Abduba to represent the counties.
Thank you, team. Good evening. My name is Tumi Abduba. I'm the Chief Officer, Gender, Culture, Social Services, County Government of Nakuru. We are honored to be here. It's our first time to be here, and I'm more than excited. We've made a lot of friends, a lot of partnerships. Thank you. Timothy has been a dear friend. He's held our hands. He's encouraged us to come. Rene has always been our biggest fan. Thank you so much. Your board member, JJ Falana, comes from my home county of Marsabit. He's a good friend of my dad. So I have all friends and family here. I'd like to encourage all counties. You have no choice. Actually, not being here is a total miss. I've never come, but the friends and the partnerships that I've made today, I know will take us a long way. And it's an opportunity for us to come together and synergize and pass policies and push the government to say, can you get rid of these many fees that we pay to enable filmmakers to make films at a profit. Instead of sitting back in our cocoons, let's come together, synergize and push the government to support us to make our living of films. Thank you so much, and I also want to challenge all the counties that have participated, ensure that we pay. We pay for delegates fee. I know we delay with our payments, but make sure you pay to KFC. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Madam Abduba. Now it's my pleasure to invite our chief guest, who is the head of delegation, head of development cooperation at the European Union, Mr. Herbert Pell. Welcome, sir.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I will be very brief because I think you had very long and intense days, and I think the last thing you need is a long and lengthy speech at the end of the day. But I would like to say nevertheless a few things that are important to us. The European Union has been engaging now already in this second Kalasha international TV and film market. And I would like to outline a little bit why we feel it is important for us as European Union to engage in this and to partner with you in this. First, I would like to say that we would like to sincerely thank France, one of our European Union member states, who are really a driving force, and Renee, I think, is the best testimonial for that, for how important it is for the European Union to partner with Kenya on this very important topic. And we, from the European Union, only provide a small financial support to that, but I think it is important that we show that Europe as one, and with one of our biggest and strongest member states, want to partner with Kenya on this, and we can already promise that we will stay in this partnership as well for the years to come. One word, why does the European Union do this, and why do we think is this important to us? First, and I do believe in the power of three, so I will restrain myself to 3 points. First point is the European Union, and together with our member states, we are the biggest development partner to Kenya. So just to outline, our focus as European Union is on job creation. It is on fighting drought, a topic that is tremendously important for the moment, unfortunately. And we focus as well on development of important infrastructure in the country. And these are a few things that we do. Secondly, within our collaboration, we look as well into values, and values that are important to the European Union and that are important as well to the country that we partner with. And in this concept, culture, I think, is one of the most important factors. Culture provides all of us with identity and stability, and at the same time culture is as well a dividing factor. So by working together on culture, I think we would like to bring Europe and Kenya as well closer together rather than building walls. I think we would rather look into building bridges. And just to do a little bit of self-promotion, because I think you are the right audience for that, we have every year in Kenya the European Film Festival. This is coming up again in May. The European Film Festival basically showcases films from all over Europe, with all its cultural diversity. You can see films in maybe in Finnish language with English subtitles, mainstream films, and more alternative productions. And I think I would really invite you all your friends, colleagues, and spread the message that this is something that offers you a possibility to look beyond your horizon here in Kenya and learn and experience something new. All these films are available for free, and just an invitation to join us in this event. The second thing I wanted to mention is that it's not only about culture, but it is about cultural industry as well for us. Cultural industry means that when we talk about job creation, we work a lot in agriculture, and we want to bring youth back into agriculture as well. But it is as well about picking up where are people interested in. And I think there, Kenya has so much to offer. You have the necessary IT infrastructure. You have very tech-savvy young people, very educated young people, and you have as well very creative people here. So if you bring all that together, plus Kenya as a destination for filming in terms of the beautiful landscape and everything else you can offer, I think it's an ideal setting. You know, you bring all the best ingredients together to make the cultural industry important for culture, but important as well for the industry and for offering jobs and livelihoods, especially for the young people here. So this is why we are engaging with you here in Kenya, and as I said at the beginning, the European Union stands by its word and will partner with you in the future as well. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Hubert. The next category of people I want to give us remarks is our judges. These are the people who have worked with us from the time the submissions were done to the time the shortlisting was done, and finally they were able to give us who are the winners in the various categories we have. So it is good that we give them a chance. They tell us how it felt like, what they went through, the level of the submissions maybe compared to the prior times, so that all of us can have a feel of where the film industry is heading in this country. And without much ado, I want to welcome Dr. Zippy Okoth.
Thank you very much, Mr. MC. All protocols observed, I'd like to say thank you to Hubert for that very lovely speech. It's encouraged us as filmmakers. And thank you to the organizers, KFC and French Embassy, Mr. Timothy Owasi and Rene. Thank you so much. I'd also like to acknowledge the directors in the house, filmmakers and partners of the filmmaking industry who are here. Good evening. As one of the jury members in the film category, we watched 66 films. And one thing that came out clearly was that we have a lot of lovely ideas. People are in touch with their roots, people are in touch with what's happening in their surrounding. And we have a lot of people who are very enthusiastic about trying to create Kenyan film and telling our Kenyan stories. But since we had to select 26 to pitch, we had to get the job done. And we had Missing, Never Too Late, Mombasa Raha, My Food, Kahawa Black, Home, and Family Meeting make it to the top 6. Unfortunately, Family Meeting was not able to come to pitch yesterday. Of the 5 that were able to pitch, we are not going to give like one-on-one, but generally, the setting of most of the films was very lovely because we had a feeling of the Kenyan setting. And some of the stories, I think most of them were able to mix the colonial African setting and the current Kenyan setting. There were also some that were also able to bring out the setting in different parts of the country. We had Mombasa Raha, we had Kahawa Black also giving us the Nyeri one, we had the Never Too Late giving us the Nyanza setting, and Home also giving us the Nairobi setting, and Missing giving us the Nairobi setting. All these makes us feel that filmmakers are starting to diversify and get out of, they're getting to start shooting outside the rooms, and they're getting to the environment. We are able to see the surroundings because of budgets and licenses. We have been shooting inside the rooms for too long. Another thing that we liked a lot is the characters. However, during the pitching, we had instances where we were being told about the actors more than the characters in the play. When you come to pitch, it is very important for you to note that the people sitting on the bench do not understand your story as much, and always assume that we do not know you or the actors you are talking about. So always take the initiative to tell us who these characters are before you go to the next level of telling us the actors and why you chose those actors. Even the crew that you want to choose, tell us why you're picking those particular crew members, and do not assume that we know them. When it comes to plot, I think a lot of the stories were well prepared to even tell us why their plots were going in that consistent way. And for most of the ones that are going to be top 3, you realize it's because they have very lovely presentations. The producers and the scriptwriters who were there pitching showed that they have a very good knowledge of whatever they wanted to do, and that they have the passion to do it. And what we loved most was the fact that they proved that even beyond this pitching, they really wanted to make that film come what may. One thing also came out clearly: the production design, the set, and the ambience that you wanted to show us. We felt it in your pitching. The budget of 500,000 for the winner who's going to get this. It was very important to us to know that you are going to use this 500,000 well. 500,000 may be very little to some people, but it is also a lot of money to most Kenyan filmmakers, knowing where we come from. So it is very important to tell us that your film is going to have a budget of 5 million, but out of this 5 million, how much is coming in kind, so that we don't feel that we're giving you 500,000 and it is not going to be significant in making of your film. We want to feel that what we are giving you is significant enough to see this film come to fruit. So a lot of your support can come in kind, but make us feel that whatever the government has decided to give, is it enough? Because we are not giving for pilots. It is supposed to give us an end product so that you can enter your products in LIMF, in Kalasha, and many other festivals. So we want to see an end product. But one thing, even for those who may win today or those who may not win, it is important for us to collaborate and collaborate. If some people have good equipment, some people have a good story, then let us come together and create more films. And also films in African languages telling our African stories. And thank you to Nakuru County for hosting LIMF. And this year, I will use this opportunity to market ourselves. We will still be hosting the LIMF Festival in Nakuru. If you have a film in African languages, come and submit it. We are already open for call for entries. It opened on the 1st of March until the 10th of June. With our festival, by the 15th of August, you will know whether you made it or not to be among the nominated films, so that you can attend the festival from 6th to 9th of November. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dr. Diana. Dr. Zipi. And now to tell us more about the TV category is Dr. Rachel Diana.
Thank you so much, MC. Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. All protocols observed. Zipi has just done what I was looking forward to when we were observing and judging the pitches. Get the slightest opportunity and sell yourself. So she actually talked so much about LIMF Festival that now I'm going to enter my films to your festival. So on the TV category, we had 43 entries, which we had to watch and categorize and end up with the top 6. So six projects ended up with getting to the pitching session. And I can assure you it wasn't easy. It always sounds like a cliche saying that it wasn't easy for the judges. This time it was literally not easy for us to select the top 6 TV productions. And so one thing that I would want just to, I don't want to repeat what my colleague has said, but I want to just strengthen the fact that every production starts with a story, and a very good story. So the first level of checking whether your work is actually worth funding is whether it has a very good story. So we paid attention on story, and again for TV series, story matters, because if you're not very careful, you can start the story and it ends in the second episode. So yes, we plan to have it up to 13 episodes. So that was very important for us as we were zeroing into the top 6 and into the top 3 finally. So we were looking at whether there's a story, whether there's, first of all, whether there's a story being told, whether there was a narrative, whether there was, even if it's a reality show, is there something that we can actually get hooked to looking at in the next episode every time we watch it. How long were the series was also important. Some people had TV series or TV shows of maybe as few as 3 episodes, others had so many, and so that really mattered because we wanted to see how and where this 500,000 was going to be useful for you. Apart from that, we also were very keen on the depth of the characters that you are developing. You have a character, so many things happen around these characters. Are those things happening, are those complications going to sustain the story to the end? I've already said that already. But if you are developing your characters, the story has to be growing and the characters have to be growing. Are they growing logically or are they not growing? Or are they just growing haphazardly? So we were keen on seeing how logical the development was. We also wanted to see whether these characters are making logical and believable choices, and so they had to be, the story needed to be believable, in short. And so we were keen on that. During the pitch for the top 6, we were keen on seeing whether you as the team that are presenting this project, do you look convinced that you can do this work? Because sometimes you can have a very good writer and somehow you end up in the top 6, but are you really equal to the task? So we look at the kind of crew that you present. If you probably just one man or one woman show, you are the producer, you are the director, you are the writer, you are everything, we start wondering whether this is really going to be sustainable. We were also keen on your presentation skills, like if you present your case, were you supporting it with the visuals? For example, some people came with their trailers or teasers. That would give us an idea of your ability to actually technically produce that work. So those are the few things we were looking at, but generally, of the top 6, they were all very good. I can assure you they were all very good. If there's a producer here and you hear that one of the films were top 6 or top 3, please follow up with those people. Those were very good productions. And I believe that the industry is going ahead, is growing. If I look back 10 years ago, 15 years ago, things have actually improved. So thank you so much, and we look forward to knowing the winners. And today is their day, it's not my day. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Rachel. The next category is the animation category. This is one of the categories that throughout the presentation there's a lot of laughter in the room. And to tell us more about that category is Mr. Dennis Munya. Welcome.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. How are you? So I had the opportunity to be one of the judges for this category. It was quite intense. It was very interesting to get to see the local talent coming up. Bearing in mind that last year animation had brought in about, globally, $259 billion US. That's how much the animation industry is. And getting to see at least 14 people submit just for their animation category, that's a lot. Especially for the 6 that we got to give a chance to be able to tell us more about what are they doing, how are they going to do it, and even give supporting visuals and material to get to showcase their abilities. And we are glad to see that Stone Balancing, Robbie the Nairobian, Ananse, 4 AM, Forget the Ice Cream, and Bubblehead be able to submit to us what is it that they did in the best way that they could. What we looked for, it looks like it's a template I'm going to borrow from you guys, because it's actually the same thing. One of them was to look at the longevity of the animation. How long can it go? Can it be an IP product that can continue generating more and more income, not only to the persons, but to other animators? Can they be able to have a show on TV that can continue on? And is it even possible when it's, because one of the awards is the person is going to be given, yes, the 500,000, but it's also going to be, they're going to be taken to the NSC to go and pitch there and look for additional and further funding. How is it going to rank internationally? Does it work? Does it make sense? And of course that ties into the story. Is the story captivating? Is it unique? Is it something that's different? And the submissions that came through were really amazing. The memorability of the characters and appeal of those characters was very important. We don't want to just leave here and not even remember one of those characters. I'm not going to mention my favorite, but I still remember it even right now when I think about the animation category. The presentation skills that were presented by the person presenting, that was key. Why? You're going before an international audience. Again, we're looking at broadcasters who are not only from Kenya. We're not looking at TV. Yes. We are also looking forward to other international broadcasters with other mediums, that will get them into better places and, good income. So, and then there's of course the technical ability. Can they produce the animation? Can they continue with that ability to, that quality content that we got to see? Do they have the capability to go on? And what do they need to add on to it? Eventually when we get to look at it, we got to see some things that they probably need to help in and all. So, about the submissions, the passion and talent was very clear. That guys are willing to, use their laptops, spend all-nighters working on their product just to make sure that they can be able to make it. And some of them were actually production quality that can actually be just taken off from them. Just grab it and take it to a station somewhere, or on YouTube or other places. The submissions were generally a higher category than it was last year. They had improved, they were much higher. And they were meeting international standards. Looking at what they were doing was really amazing. And yeah, some of them ventured into looking at Kenyan folklore. That was awesome. We looked forward to that. We got to see that. Guys were embracing our Kenyan culture. Why are you telling me about the West and yet we have our own stories that we can just go and access our grandmothers and grandfathers? No, just a visit our country, a few hours or days. So what did we find from all this pitching? That there was more need for them to actually pitch more. They needed practice to preach more, which is going to be handled at the end of the statement. Well-structured production lines and budget breakdowns. This was a necessary need that we found that was of value. And also, that most people were trying to work alone. They were very short, small teams, like of 2 people. One of them had a really big, amazing team of about, 8 persons working on it on different projects. That was really impressive, and that's what you're looking for. Collaborations. Again, I said I'll take from the script. Those collaborations are really important. You can't do it alone. You need somebody for sound, you need somebody to script, help you with the plot, loopholes and stuff, and all that. And also to help you in the rendering. That's a monster in animation that we need to slay together by use of smaller electricity bills, because we render hours on end. I have a couple of students who are still rendering their final project for the 4th week now. And it's only 3 minutes. Now, we also encourage animators to, the content that they're creating is really key and important. In such a way, it's international and it's recognizable. And another thing, guys need to work with the associations. In the sense that so many things are coming through the unified fronts, and one of them being the Association of Animation Artists, who I am representing as I stand here. They have been given the mandate to be able to push the animation category, to push the animation industry into greater points of potential. We're already seeing it in the market, and we just need to collaborate all together. But all in all, the submissions were great, and we shall wait to see who won the finals. Yes, thank you.
Thank you very much. A clap for him, please. And now the last category was on documentary. Mr. Peter Mudamba will tell us more about that.
Thank you, Team Moase. All protocols observed. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you're well. Why do you look decided? Don't be. I'm going to talk about documentaries. In this time when cultural funds are shrinking, and you find that internationally, lesser and lesser funds are being given to filmmaking or the creative industries. I'm glad that at least at the Kenya Film Commission something is now beginning to come up. $500,000 shillings is not small money to be given to a film. So therefore, thank you so much. I'll go into talking about the 17 documentaries that were submitted. There was a very interesting mix of youth and experience in the documentaries that were submitted. They were really, really competitive, and by the time we were getting to the last 6 before we whisked them down to 3, there was a lot to talk about, and I want to think that the same thing Dr. Diana said, if you made it to the last 6, you actually are totally worth having to have that documentary done. Because that documentary is a strong documentary. It is going to go places if you make it and if you get the funds to go ahead and do it. But now to a bit of the notes that I've actually been able to put down. When it comes to documentary filmmaking, I think one of the most crucial things is the clarity of your story. Where are you going with the story? What kind of story are you presenting? How new is it? Or have you copy-pasted something and brought it back to us? So some of the reasons why some actually failed to make it to the last 6 was the familiarity. Some people would like to try and copy and do something which people already been able to see. But most of those which made it to the last 6 were really original, and one of the interesting things also was a lot of mixture of original stories and also delving into our own culture and our own spaces. And that made it really strong and nice. Secondly, I think there is the issue of characters and how accessible you are to the characters that you are talking about. Because you can say that you're going to film Uhuru Kenyatta, for example, but how will you ever find them? So at times it's very, very important that when you're presenting the characters that you're dealing with, you have total access to the character. And even if the character ends up becoming, for example, can I say Buruburu Estate or Uhuru Market, for lack of a better term, you actually know that you're going to access the space and be able to shoot in the space. So those are things to know. In documentary filmmaking, try to avoid, because some were talking about leading a particular path, try to avoid the temptation to manipulate the story. Let the story be the one who drives you to the end, and then you can be able to pick from each structure how your final documentary will look like. But if you start by thinking the end and knowing how the end will be, then that will not be an observational documentary and can be very, very dangerous for you at the end of the day, because then you've actually already thought the end. Then I think one of the things I said also was, let's celebrate our culture, let's celebrate our stories, let's come back to Africa. Stories out there are already, people are regurgitating their stories. They are repeating, they are going back to the stories which they have done before. It's here at home, Kenya, Uganda, Tanzania, where we still have original stories that are unexploited, they are virgin. Let's do that. I'm going to tell you that out of the 17, the 6 that made the shortlist were Chama, Film Kenya, Filiside City, there was Nairobi by Night, there was the Nyatiti, a gem of the Luo cultural music, and Holy Cow. And all this had some. That's a very interesting thing. Then you go into something like Film Kenya. This is actually documenting our own film history, talking about the challenges the film industry is going through. And I think it's so well positioned to even be able, and I said it even at the pitch, to go out and pitch, for example, for where the film industry ought to be, where it ought to be going to, and the mistakes that it has been able to do, and it will definitely be able to get funds to move on. Then when you go to femicide city, it's about the killings of women by husbands, or the excuse of why women are being either murdered in one or another. And that's a story that's become quite central in Kenya, and it's happening so much. I'll go to Nairobi by night and just think about the city of Nairobi by night. So beautifully done. And you can think about the sex workers go through and just be able to see the street kids and just feel the night, and the night sounds beautiful stuff. The Nyatiti was another gem again, because it just talks about this new instrument. And as I was listening to the beach, I was always trying to imagine, what about this vis-a-vis the kora and the like. Beautiful. Holy Cow again delved into culture, how the Pokot view the cow and sort of elevated to a point where they can even simply worship the cow, because it's so central to everything that they do culturally, their weddings and the like. So those are very, very rich stories that ought to all be told. But because all cannot be selected for 500,000 shillings, please excuse us if you find that we felt a bit tough on you. But what it meant is that there were definitely two which were so much head-to-head, and if these two were to be big, they would go, and I'll say the last three must and ought to be made. So try hard and be able to support those last three, because they'll be talked about today. Finally, may I just speak a little bit about DocuBox, where I'm Programs Director, to say this journey has been a long journey of being able to make documentary a genre that can be able to attract a bit of funds and be able to move to a level where it gains respectability and is able to be funded. I'll tell you this for a fact. Last year, documentary was not given any award at the KFC, but we are glad that this year, documentary is being awarded. And I think something that's beautiful about it is that there is something of a wave happening, and documentary filmmaking is already rising to a level where you'll be able to tell us, maybe by the end of this year, beginning of next or mid next year, what's happening in the space because of the beautiful documentaries that are going to happen. And one of the events that actually brings out the best of documentary in Kenya is called the Good Pitch event. That is actually a partnership between DocuBox and Doc Society, and that will happen in 2020, thereabouts. And the best documentaries that you have in your closet ought to come out. Dust them, because they will end up becoming the beautiful documentaries that one, thank you for the rain, that is actually at the moment causing the building of a dam in Kitui because of a film, a documentary film. When so much is happening with issues about dams and corruption and money disappearing, a documentary being led by DocuBox is being built in Kitui in a place called Gatala. With that, let me wish all the winners all the best, and thank you so much. There is high standards in the presentations. Let's keep the fire burning. God bless you.
Thank you, Peter. A clap for our judges, please. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the hour has come to know who are the winners in our 4 categories. Are we ready? So out of the 66 submissions in the film categories, from which 6 shortlisted, the second runners-up is Kahawa Black, led by Samuel Tubandeke. A clap for them, please. Streaming live results from KICC by Kenya Film Commission. First runners-up is Missing Lady, led by Sarah Mwihaki. A clap for her, please. And finally, ladies and gentlemen, I'll welcome Honorable J.J. Falana to give us the overall winner in this category. Welcome.
Are you ready? Or you already know who the winner is? Now the winner is Home by Jeremiah Amdani.
After we hear, please.
Yeah, you first take a present of $500,000. Definitely you will have something to say with this $500,000. So congratulations.
Man, oh my days. Okay. First of all, I'd like to thank, man, I'm shaking, sorry. So, I'd like to first of all thank you all for the opportunity to be in front of such amazing filmmakers. One, amazing people who are here to tell stories and actually tell our own stories. And the one thing I would say with Home and with all of the other stories, we need to be more courageous about the things that we're trying to say. What are we trying to say as both people? Because film is the most amazing way to tell a story, to send a message. And in the world that we're living in right now, the problems we're going through, I mean, I think it's time that we take the reins and try and say something worth hearing, you know? And I mean, thank you. I'm more than humbled, you know? I mean, God bless and may you guys have a beautiful evening. Oh wait, and this is director of photography. Most amazing director of photography right now in Kenya, as I would say. And I can only imagine if we collaborate with the rest of you, how we would, oh man, blown away.
Thank you so much, and everybody else that competed. You did a great job, and we are more than humbled to win this. Thank you to the judges, and I hope let's make great films as Kenyans, and let's take this shit to Hollywood. Excuse my French.
So, congratulations once more, and make the best of
Now, you're going to see, I think we're going to be the ones to start it, yeah? Why not? Hoorah!
Thank you and congratulations. A clap for them, please. And the streaming continues. No hacking at KFC servers. And now, ladies and gentlemen, for documentary category, out of the 17 submissions, from which 6 were shortlisted, the second runners-up is Holy Cow, led by Jimmy Gold. A clap for them, please. And the first runners-up is the Nyatiti, a gang of Nuo cultural music, led by Griffin Loal. Clap for them, please. And finally, to give us the overall winner in this category is our guest, Tume Abduba, CEO Culture and Gender, Nakuru County.
And the winner is Tume Abduba. And the winner is Nairobi Night. Nairobi by Night by Timothy Maura.
Thank you. I wanted to say thank you to everyone who pitched, everyone who presented something, their projects, and I don't really speak much. I'm more of a cinematographer behind the camera, but I just wanted to say that I'm really honored, and this is the start of a beautiful journey to see Nairobi at night. Thank you.
Hi, Zippy. Thank you so much. I'm really humbled to be in front of you all, filmmakers and lovers of visual arts. And Tim called me a few nights before pitching, and he wanted us to make something beautiful. And it was a long period of time spent on this project. Too many pizza boxes, too many chemical juices. Yeah, my stomach is small, but we can take a lot. So thank you so much for Vale, our producer. You should be here. And to everyone who supported us and the judges, a beautiful time you gave us to present. And thank you for being very kind to us.
Can I also say something about collaboration? I really love Kangede's project. And whether or not he won, I'm going to collaborate with him to make the film.
Thank you. A clap for them, please. Clap for them, please. And the show continues. Now the television category. Out of the 43 submissions, the second runners-up is Mumbai, led by Nick Nyache. A clap for them, please. First runners-up, Village Expeditions, led by Griffin Loa. And now, ladies and gentlemen, I want to welcome Mr. Hubert Paul, our chief guest, to give us the overall winner of television category, live from KICC.
So the winner of the category film is Injina by Mercy Chenge.
Engineer by Mercy Chenge. Clap for them, please.
It is a TV show. Yeah, it's about a stepdad who's raising his own kids alone. God. I'm so excited. Yeah, he's a single father raising. Gosh.
Yeah. Mercy here is so I'm Lawrence. I'm the writer. She's Mercy. She's the producer. He's the director, Anthony Toshidomo. So Engineer is about a single dad raising his 3 kids from different mothers. Yeah, it's a dramedy revolving around the father, the life, and the kids. And it's a project close to the heart of Mercy. That's why she's that overwhelmed. And we're glad to make it a reality. We'll use the fund to maybe, we had done a pilot last year, so we'll do something more. Of course, after talks, we have planned to maybe do several episodes, sell it to a network. I know the networks are here. Maybe we can have a sit down, talk about it, and maybe know the way forward.
Good evening, guys. We want to thank the jury, the organizers, the Kalash International Film TV Market for this opportunity, and we know, with this support, we're going to do something with it. Thank you very much, and God bless.
Thank you. A clap for them, please. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the last category, the animation category. Out of the 14 submissions, the second runners-up is 4 a.m. by Ian Muriuki. A clap for Ian. The first runners-up is Forget the Ice Cream by Irene Mumo. And finally, ladies and gentlemen, to announce the overall category, the overall winner of that category, I want to welcome Mr. René Denis to tell us who the final winner is.
Sorry, I'm going to play the suspense a bit. Just before announcing the winner, some people might be thinking that why René is always involved in the animation sector, because I already was the awards presented last year. No, for me, animation and game design is very important. Those are really two genres that are, for me, showing some very promising future. The moment there will be, look what happened with the feature film, the moment that Nollywood started to push away all the telenovelas from Central America and come with some local African content in feature. For me, the same way success will happen when there will be some African content in animation and video gaming. So I'm very happy to announce now who is going to win. Remember that we are going to start an animation, a project called the Createch Animation Uganda, a new curriculum that will be hosted by the Africa Digital Media Institute in Nairobi, starting beginning of 2020, a high curriculum to give the skills to the next generation. So I'm proud to announce that the winner is an answer small narrative by David Sewe. Okay, David is going to tell us if it's, are we talking about 2D, 3D? Yeah, you will tell us more.
Thank you for this consideration. This will be a 2D animation and we'll be focusing on the youth and the young at heart. And we'll be telling positive stories, making positive impact on society, starting with our kids. I thank you for the humble word. Thank you.
A clap for David, please. And as I welcome Mr. Alex Muno, Head of Marketing, Kenya Film Commission, to come and give the closing remarks. Congratulations to all our winners. You can all see that the competition was really tough. So for those who made to the final six, please don't drop those ideas. As our judges today have assured us that the ideas were valid, only that at the end of the day, we must have a winner. So let's give an applause for all our winners today and in general all the participants, because we're saying these are ideas. And just to say, earlier on the day when I had a brief interview with KTN, I was telling them the conversation should not be whether we have local content, but rather whether we have a platform for people to showcase what they are able to do. And that is one of the commitments Kenya Film Commission will always endeavor to do, thanks to our various sponsors in the various categories and every person who participated in this event, because we are sure together we can take the film industry to the next category. Mr. Alex, please come and give us the closing remarks. A clap for him as he comes.
Thank you very much, Alma, for giving me this opportunity. I would like to thank everyone and say we've had a great time with all of you, and more so to our sponsors, our media partners. I want to say also thank you to Istream Media, the exhibitors, and also to the rest of my colleagues, because it's not an easy session for us to be able to put it together. But that said, it will be very wrong for me not to say that we are very much happy and we feel honored by the filmmakers, the production houses, for being part of this particular activity. Without you, it will not have been a success. Uganda, as a country in focus, we are also happy about that. We are happy about the Nakuru County that have partnered with us. It's a great start, and we look forward to have you again next year. We've already set the dates for the next Kalasha International TV and Film Market, which will be again March next year, 2020. It feels odd for me to say 2020. So that will be the time that we are going to hold the next one, and we look forward to the upcoming awards in November. So thank you very much. Thank you to the guest of honor and every other person who found time to be with us. You are welcome. There are a few bitings which will be served to you. Enjoy. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. I think that marks the end of our ceremony today.